Hey YouTube, welcome back to part 2 in our Making a Dubstep Song series. We did start with the drop in part 1 just because, that's everyone's favorite song, and if you have a really good intro and a disappointing drop, I think that's honestly the biggest buzzkill ever. I'm so pumped in the intro, build up, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my god. Anyways, so yes, I like to start with the drops just because, it's I don't know, just I need to get it out of my system and just get it done with, so I could actually focus on the intro and not be worrying about the drop. So that's just my take on it, and as well as I find it real easy to get the notes because you don't have to really focus on a melody. And then what I do is I take these notes that I used in all the sounds, put it on one MIDI. I'm gonna lower my mic right now. Alright, so I put it on one MIDI. This is what I have. These are what my basses look like. So I just want to make sure, where did okay, so it was D. So it was this little bottom one. Went out and over. Same. Alright, so now it's all cleaned up, nothing's overlapping. So those are kind of the notes I have to mess with. I could leave the gappings there as they are, or I could make them all solid, but I'm going to put a sound in here real quick and see what it sounds like as is, and then we'll start shaping out the intro sounds. Let's just use massive. I'm pretty sure everyone has massive, right? Actually, I'm going to start with a ARP. We'll just start with a square right there. You guys could write it out, with the notes that you have, or you could use an ARP. And then what I do is I just kind of highlight it all, and most of the time do an octave sound good, and then you just add. I am just using all of the white keys, so no sharps, no flats. I'll just keep it on C major. You could just do. Something like that actually would sound actually really cool. Pretty sure. I'd probably leave a little spacing because it sounded like a hit. You gotta add like that little gap at the end so it ends good. And I'm just gonna do that all the way through, and I will come back into the video. So what I did is I did all like that little gapping, and I took the top octave, the fourth, off, so it's just the 3, and then I do the 3 and 4 as like a progression, and then I put just the drop drums right here for now. So let's listen to a little bit of it. So as like a change up, I was thinking of adding it in there, but I think it's too much for the intro right now, so we'll leave it there. Just disable it. And maybe put it like in the post drop over here. Then we could go ahead and turn it back on. So maybe something like that would be cool. Or we could just have it as a break. But anyways, back to the intro. So we have the ARP and the drum so far. Probably turn it down a little bit. And take out some of the low. Oh. Wow, that did not work out too well. Alright. And again, guys, I am going to save this in Dropbox as the title says right here. I'm just going to save over the dubstep drop one. And I'm just going to keep picking up this project in the series. So make sure to get the new version, or just pull the parts you want from it and then use it in your song. Alright. So what I'm gonna do is I want to open up with some chords. So what I'm gonna do is just filter this in from about 500. And we could start building some chords out. All right. Should we use massive again? Trying to think. What is good pad sounds? Should we use silent? I'm not going to design a sound. I'm just going to flip through patches, because the purpose of this part is just getting the writing, not so much the sound design, because you're going to have your own sounds, or you're going to tweak these. We will start with an octave. Oh my god. There we go. And then we'll count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. actually take all the fours. Bunch of reverb. Sounding better now. Then I'm gonna have to group these and just put synths, because we're gonna sidechain it to the drums. Then what you can do now, do we have, no, we're gonna put in the hip hop sub, which if you guys don't know already, I use this in almost everything. It's great. It is honestly a very, very well made sub with a bunch of macros that work perfectly with it. So anyways, we are going to put the ARP channel up here. Oh, but obviously we need to go down. My sub pack just turned off. I was like, what the hell? What happened to the sound? So a couple of these did not run up. I think it was this one. So nice simple bass right there. And now what I'm going to do is we're going to get a reverse cymbal in here just to get like the section sweeping over. That's what I wanted to call it. Reverse my sounds, effects, reverse cymbals. And then the reason why that one's out is because it just sounds good. And you could even duplicate it and then reverse. Turn this down. And then what you can do now is add in an audio effect. You could do ping pong, delay, whatever you want. We might be using ping pong because I like how it bounces back and forth, but simple delay, whatever, we'll see. There we go. Alright. See, I'm always confused. It says 16. I'm thinking, okay, 16 notes. This is a bar, half bar, third, quarter bar. You know, that's the way I'm thinking. But then 16's like the full length. Okay, so, anyways, let's hear it again. And then what I also got to remember to do is turn it off, because we don't want it on the up, just on the down, which we might have to separate the channels actually. We'll see. Oh, sounded pretty good. And then the auto filter, we're gonna filter this out again. So what I'm actually gonna do is add, it's just gonna be like a little intro piece. So it's really gonna be like DJ mix. Oop. And then we're gonna add then now that we have the break, we can start the build right here. So that's making an intro. Obviously it's gonna get better by the end of the song, but I like to keep things super minimal because this way it's easy to know when you need to add and where you need to add. Whereas if you just go balls out crazy right away, you just kind of get lost in the crazy, get lost in the hype, and you just stale out, you know. Your mind wants to hear change, so you know, I made the big change points. Now I'm going to listen it through. Okay, this needs to get changed. Okay, now this needs to get changed. So you just got to slowly paint it. Like, you know, a painter doesn't go straight into all that fine detail. No, they map it out. Then they do the coats, and then they do the details. So last I'll do the details. I'm just putting in the basics right now to fill out a structure. Like already right away, I'm just gonna do this real quick before we close out this video. I'm gonna do something like trash on the basses at a small amount, and it should bring the sounds together. Well, I think the mix is actually gonna jump around when I go through, but anyways, let's go through experimental and see what we can come up with. Oop, I think it was G-Can. I think that's what it was said. So you see it adds like to it. So it's almost like layering without layering. I like that one. Now you just layer that in with the basses, and it fills it in, adds almost, like I said, like you're layering the sounds, but you're not, you're just trashing it. But so last things I would do just to clean this up so I could be happy with it would be OTT low amount. Put it down just a little bit. Some parts are peeking out too much for my liking. And then for the mastering, you just put like a sine fold on it, like 20%. I do this -6 just to keep the decibels way down, so I'm not clipping too bad, and that way I can mix higher up on these channels and then just, you know, get that -6. Anyways, so -0.3. Alright, it is gonna get a little loud, guys, so beware. It's gonna go up 5 decibels. So this is part 2. Next week we're gonna go to part 3. Then the week after part 4. The week after part 5. Who knows how many parts this will be, but we are gonna keep on sessioning on this track. This is gonna keep going in Dropbox week after week for you guys to mess with and build upon. See what I did. And I don't know, I just thought that I would try this out with you guys. Build the whole entire song recorded for you guys so you guys could actually see kind of my process. I am trying a few different things out because I like to experiment while I'm teaching you guys. But for the main part, I go basically this is how my songs come about, and then I just get more detailed and more detailed by the end. Anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you haven't seen part 1 before, go see part 1, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace.